You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you have either been shooting a video or on a radio for the last 15 hours. You end up wearing hats that look like this, but they should look like this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to really say goodnight to Rick Okrzyszewski from the Keystone Mountain Lakes Regional Carpenters Association. We have been on the air since 8 o'clock promoting the good news. Thank you to the Shell Oil Company for what they said early today with one phone call to the Beaver County Commissioners. They are going forward with their $2 billion investment with this ethane cracker plant. We're really excited about that.
That is really good stuff, and I want to second that. You know, Shell has really put a commitment to us here. We're going to prove them proud that they've picked our region to build their plant. We're going to get it done for them. We're going to be able to produce anything they need to produce out of that plant and keep our region strong.
Listen, we had a number of politicians on tonight, also people representing all walks of life that are going to be directly or indirectly connected to the future and this $2 billion investment. Shell has already invested close to $500 million. They've been great neighbors, and we are so honored to have them in our neighborhood. But there are some contractors out there that I just want you to take time that you guys work directly with, and there's too many of them to mention, but just a few who come to mind who really have been forward-thinking like you, and if called upon, they will do their due diligence to make sure that they get the job done right, too.
You know, our Master Builders Association does a phenomenal job. They're a group of some of the largest contractors. They're the most humble group of people that I've ever come to know over a long period of time. You know, these people are the P.J. Dick Corporation. You got the Mascaros, the Maceros, the Landau Building Company. The Landau Building Company, if I'm not mistaken, has been in business for over 150 years. You've got the Raycons of the world that are one of our newer companies out there that have come on board and doing a phenomenal job. You've got the MBMs, the Wyatts, the E&Rs, the huge companies that are out there that do this work every day and get these jobs done. And you know, and I'll never be able to name them all, but we have to thank to everybody that's a Master Builders contractor, anybody that's an independent contractor that works with the carpenters and is able to get out there and get these jobs done. I can't thank our contractor base enough. I get around in our bigger region now in our 5 states, and one of the things that I've come to learn by doing that is just the relationship we have in our region, in our tri-state region, with the contractors that we work with and how we get these jobs accomplished.
All right, talk about the guy who has your old job and why he's going to be a key, because he's going to be the person bringing in new apprentices to really take the ball and run with it. Because you know what? We're going to get you to the red zone, but then you're going to have to punch it across as far as for the touchdown, meaning you, the next generation of union labor.
Dave Plutt is our new training director at the Carpenters Apprenticeship Training Center here in Pittsburgh. And Dave was an apprentice back in the early 2000s. Dave was a little bit older apprentice. He had already worked in the industry on the non-union side and got in as an apprentice. Had done a phenomenal job working in our industry. He became a foreman, bringing jobs in on budget, on time, safely. And Dave has stepped up to the plate to take the helm of the training center. It's like walking on jelly shoes sometimes. You know, whenever you're just starting out, it takes a while to get your sea legs underneath you and be able to do what you're doing. And Dave's doing a phenomenal job very quickly to get himself on board and keep the show moving in a positive direction.
Okay, we'll say goodnight on this. You and Bill Watercott and Lou Gilberti, everyone, I have such love and respect for you because you remind me a lot of the people that really molded me. My father and grandfather and godfather who worked at the old St. Joe Lead, Zinc Corporation, Horsehead, where they're going to build this new plant. Generations were there, hardworking people who went to work in some very tough conditions to see that me and my 5 sisters and their children had an opportunity to be here today and to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Years ago, you were at the Clairton Coke Works, a working carpenter. Louis, of course, Bill, all of you, you have paid the price. But when you were at the Clairton Coke Works, and I have such a special place in my heart for U.S. Steel and the steel industry, because it runs in all of our blood, and it will forever, you and I are the same age. You 60, I 59. It was winding down, and then it went dormant for a very long time. This is long overdue. You were such a kid at the time, probably thinking, it won't last, but it has lasted. But for that kid out there right now, explain to them how fortunate they are to be a kid in 2016, especially if that young person likes to work with their hands, because they're going to have an opportunity that you might not have even ever had.
It's very difficult for a young person to be able to look ahead and understand their opportunity. We're all tungsten steel. We're all very independent. We're all moving forward. Life is moving fast for us in our own worlds, and we just do that. But what I would like the young people to understand today, and that's in any craft, any trade, in the industry you're in, any position in college you're in, whether you're going to be an accountant or an attorney or in management, the opportunities right now are better in our region than Rob and I have ever seen. Just the promise of work that's out there we've never seen before. The promise, hey, we're going to build this huge plant. And with this plant is going to come more manufacturing. And with that is going to come regional building areas. We never saw that. Maybe our grandparents saw that whenever the steel industry began. And they started to see things crop up and they were able to work. And that's why you have the south side full of houses going up a hillside. And in Beaver County, you have houses connected all over the Timbuktu. It's not an accident that our region attracts industry and manufacturing. We're positioned perfectly. We have the rails, we have the rivers, and now we're going to be rebuilding our highways. So we have the transportation to do what we need to do here. So for young people, stay here, raise your family, go to work, and support our pensions.
Yeah, and remember, union labor, it always is the right choice. And it's funny, when you think about what was created because of the shift workers, the 11 o'clock news, the old DuPont television network, the great Bill Burns, that's why they created it, okay? You'll have a resource like KDK on your way to work, 7 to 3, 3 to 11, or 11 to 7. All of the people that will be selling sandwiches, the McDonald's, the Brighton hot dog shops, Wendy's, Burger Kings, all of them. The local shot in the beer, the one beer or two before you make your way home after a long day at work. And also, who can forget this? In the summer, whenever you heard this, times were good. Shh, your dad worked last night. He needs to sleep. That, to me, is the sign of a better day, when you have all of those things working together to keep that engine moving forward. I'm so excited, and I really, truly believe this is going to be the dawn of a new day.
It's a game changer. Today's a game changer for our young people, for the people that are in school, for the people that are heading to trades, and for our high schools to be able to flourish and move forward.
Okay, now that we've done that, the Penguins, you see that little hat he has? Go win the cup, okay? Go win the cup.
Pens.
And you know what? We'll take Lord Stanley's cup down to the banks of the Ohio.
Sure, and we'll hold it down here. We'll get a drink of river water out of it.
I would love it. Anyway, I've had enough, folks. Good night. Thank you so much. Don't forget, much more on this breaking news all day tomorrow. And we start off with the KDK Morning News with Larry and John on News Radio 1020 KDK. Good night.